No, I have one screen going. Well, technically I have two, but one of they're Siamese.
We're
God.
Siamese, if you please.
Well, welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. It's Black Friday. Woot woot.
Woo
We
woo.
Yeah.
we survived Thanksgiving. Cheers to the fellas. It's your boy Jason Gulick with my partner in crime, Mark Deeds Kladzinski, and today we are joined none other than our friend Austin Grubbs from WCR and Zero. What's shaking, Grubbs?
Dude, I'm so full.
Yes.
Mm.
It was we all had
Yeah.
smorgasbords.
You almost
Yeah.
made me lose my drink there. I was thinking about it. We were talking about how much we ate yesterday, man. I fell asleep like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Multiple plates.
Yep.
Multiple plates.
When you go to like multiple family Thanksgivings, you always go to that second one or that third one, and they're like, grab a plate. And I'm like, I've been eating like all day. I mean, I could eat, but I don't want to. And they're like, you're being kind of rude right now. So you start grabbing bowls and cranberry sauce.
Yeah, man, that's exactly how it was. I stopped over at my brother's yesterday early in the morning, like around, I don't know, 10:30, 11. They were having lunch at like 12:30. So we got out of there right before they were serving, but came home and I was making Brussels sprouts with my wife. My
My
wife.
wife.
Yeah, we were making some Brussels sprouts and some bacon. So I'm eating there. Then we get over to my brother-in-law's house and he's smoking a turkey on the Traeger and there's
Mm.
all sorts of goodies. And I'm a sweets fanatic, so I'm chowing down on all the sugar I can get just to wait till we get to the main course. And by the time the main course comes around, I'm filled up on snicky snacks and salami and cheese and crackers and all that good stuff. But piled on a fat ass plate and chowed through it. So we made it.
Nice.
Nobody punched anybody. Nobody got any arguments. Thanksgiving went off without a hitch. Yay.
Yay. And then you got your nap.
I did. So, but that's unfortunate, man. That kind of nap it's not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to wait till like 10 o'clock or something and go to sleep and then sleep until about 5:45 or 6, not wake up at 12:30, 1 o'clock. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Ugh. So let's get down to it. Austin, what's shaking, dude? What's good in the whole WCR Zero world? What's new with you? What's cracking?
Yeah, man. There's a ton of discounts right now, obviously. It's almost the new year. In January, I think it'll be 5 years I've been with WCR.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
it flies by. I remember the day that I got the call to come work over there, which I was like, you can work there? I had no idea. You guys have
What's
employees?
this?
It flies by. I love working for Chris and Alex. They're two of the most genuine dudes on the planet. And all the sales guys, we all get along really well, whether it's at conventions or sales trips. I mean, it really is kind of like a family over there. Pretty.
That's
Nice.
dope, man. It definitely seems like it. And I've been in and out of the rooms or, at the pro window cleaning forum for most part for about 5, 6 years, for about the same time that you've been a sales rep. And it's weird. I don't know. I'm not actually really paying attention to who's on right now. But it's kind of weird when you first get in the forums, unless you're super gung ho and you just start putting content out or you start talking with people. You kind of like for me, I was trying to be like a fly on the wall, right? And trying to find out who's who and what's what and um, try to link up with the right people and take advice from the right people and not take advice from, you know what I mean, the wrong people. So the Pro Window Cleaning Forum has really taught me a lot, and it's brought me to a lot of people too, man, including yourself. I did that trip this summer, and you were one of the first people that I actually kind of talked to about it. This is
Yeah.
probably 2, 3 years ago, um, and I didn't even know you really. Like, it was funny that way I connected with you is. I put something on Facebook like, "Hey man, I broke a nozzle on my the quick connect on my um water fed system." And you're like, "Yeah, that sucks, dude. Here's a quick fix. Like you can go to Home Depot and grab this thing real quick if you're that in that kind of jam instead of having to buy it from Zero or WCR. Here's what you do." And So because you were so open and helpful to me, I called you up and we started talking and we just hit it off over the phone. And I was super appreciative of you. And I was like, dude, it'd be really fun. Like, could you imagine just getting a couple of window cleaners and like video recording our documenting like a trip across the states and like kind of
Doing
like
an R&D.
yeah, like road rules, type style. And you're like, yeah, man, that sounds dope. Like we should, talk about that. And like two years go by and we don't ever really bring it back up again or anything. And um, yeah, the beginning of last year, I just got this hair up my ass, and a couple things happened in my life and my personal life that I don't know. I guess I came to a realization that I'm not getting any younger, and if I'm ever going to do something like that, I better fucking do it, right? So
Yep.
here we are.
I thought that trip was so cool, dude, because I talked to a guy from the Huge in 2018 or 2019 with kind of the same idea,
Yeah.
which I was like, I have a kid. I can't really just buy an RV and start in California and call random window cleaners and see what their schedule looks like. But you actually did it, dude. And you got to meet so many guys. I think you stopped and saw Jersey, John B. You got to go to the warehouse. I still haven't even been to the warehouse. I've worked there so long, I haven't even seen it. Uh,
That's that's insane. Like you were mentioning about how Chris and Alex are such wonderful people and they treat people like family. You really nailed it on the head. Um, they basically open up their arms and their hearts and you know their lives up to guys like me and you and everybody. And it's super rad how just open they are. Um, with what's going on. And I'm super grateful for everybody in this industry, and especially, like I said, the Pro Window Cleaning Forum, now Window Cleaning Nation too, where I pop in from time to time and check stuff out. And the guys over there, Jake Van O and James Riley, and a couple of the other guys, like it's kind of everybody's getting along really well, and like everybody's vibing and flowing, and it just feels like 2026 is just going to be a fucking kick-ass year.
I really hope so, man. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with any of the forums just because before I was quote unquote a sales rep, you know,
Yeah.
everybody was cool. And then now anytime a sales rep says anything, they're like, well, we're a sales rep, so you have to say that. Well, no, I'm trying to help. like,
Yeah.
I have no ulterior motive. I will, like you said, tell you to get some things at Home Depot or get some things at Harbor Freight, or if you're in a pinch, and we're all still window cleaners,
Yeah.
own window cleaning companies, or have sold window cleaning companies. Like for instance, a couple years ago, before I knew Mike Nichols, I saw him at a show and I was like, I've seen that guy on Facebook. I really want to go say hi.
Yeah.
And, you say hi here and there. You're not like best friends, but you know each other. And then one day he was just like, hey, do you want to drive all the way to Oklahoma and clean some windows with me and stay at my house? Like, yeah, you're not a murderer. I
Yeah.
hope I can go up there. And you just build lifelong relationships with guys like that.
You're absolutely correct. And I was fortunate Mike did the same for me.
Yeah.
And that's the exact way so I met Zane by accident. We were both trying to walk to one of the convention rooms, and I actually thought he was part of Squeegee Life. And then we start talking, and because this is like how unaware I was of who's connected to who.
Yeah.
My first convention, because I don't know any of these people, and I just see what they post online, and so I had no idea who Zane really was. And this sounds crazy. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't watch YouTube. I don't jump on. Now I watch content because I like to see what the guys are doing and I enjoy it. And now the guys have become my friends, so you want to support everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to me how far just in the last 5 years or so our industry has kind of shifted. Like a dynamic is, um, we still bang on each other and we still, mock and tease and poke fun. But it doesn't feel like everybody's all pissed off as much as they used to be, and it's a really good thing.
And you can really tell now, like who's sincere, who's a troll. who is just trying to sell you their course. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
I could see you smirking behind that mustache and beard when I brought that up, dude. Oh, that's hilarious. But you
Mm.
know what I mean? Like it used to be like I felt like personalities were aggressive, right? And that's
Yeah.
kind of how I felt like it. And if you commented on the wrong person's thing or said some shit to somebody, and it wouldn't even have to be shit, it would just be like somebody be jumping down your throat. And feels like the tide is changing, and it feels like things are going in that direction. Like I was saying, like 2026 is really going to be a stellar year. I'm really excited for it. So you're in Houston by Deeds, right? Like about 40 miles away or something?
Yeah, I'm north, so I'm over like Tomball Woodlands area. I think Mark, you're over in Katy, Sugarland, right?
Yeah, Katy, I-10 and 99 area.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So,
you're an hour
and
from everywhere, basically in Houston.
dude, it I tell people that don't live in Houston, they have no idea. I think I got my truck in March or something, and I've already put 33,000 miles on it.
Nice,
Uh, I go
nice.
everywhere.
Damn. I've had
I
a
go.
Kia for fucking 4 years and it barely has 45,000 miles on it.
I want to see your easy tag bill for using the Grand Parkway.
It's crazy. And I used to live at 45 in Grand Parkway, so I could go anywhere at any time, north, south, east, west. But like you said,
Yeah.
it's an hour. I don't even take jobs in the loop anymore downtown.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
No.
I will go to like Texas City, Galveston, Huntsville, Humble, Sugarland, but like in the inner loop, all those houses are 3 feet apart from each other. So if you're soft washing this
Your
house
elbow's
looks
hitting them.
like polka
Yeah.
dots.
Yep.
Yeah, every window you're straight up and down, and you kind of just, dude, I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Anytime someone calls, I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah. I did a commercial job in the Heights and left my pole laying down in a lot next door. And the owner of the lot next door came rolling up in his 4x4 truck, pissed off because we were stepping onto his property in the middle of, just a vacant lot in the Heights area. And he almost run over my pole. So I learned a valuable lesson: stay off people's property in the Heights. Keep your pole to yourself.
Nowhere to park. Uh, and I feel like in the Heights area specifically, every backyard has like 50 telephone poles. So
Yeah.
the back windows, I'm always
Scary.
terrified of being electrocuted.
Hmm.
I had my destroyer fall about 50 feet on one of those. I had it all the way up and I walked back to get something and it just fell. And then it hit like a house and then another house and then fell on a
Oh
fence.
shit.
It's a big bitch. Yeah. So how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Call somebody. So like, did you use a stick to just whack it off or something like that?
Dude, it was a nightmare. And a lot of people don't realize how heavy those poles can get at that height, especially the destroyer. It's a beefy pole. Like I got a
Yep.
helper. He just kind of does odd things for me. He doesn't really clean the windows. And I had him clean some 4-story work in the Woodlands over in East Shore. And he was like, dude, I've seen you do this a lot. And I did not believe that this pole was this heavy.
It hurts, doesn't it? The next morning.
uh, we quoted a job over in Conroe. It was a 6-story and it was like 1,800 windows.
Wow.
And I asked, I was like, I'll be here for a month. Like, I don't want to do it.
So you
Not
kind of
every.
you already led me into one of my next questions. You're not just I mean, you obviously you clean windows, but you offer other services, correct?
Yeah. So I've always kind of been full exterior cleaning, gutter cleaning, soft washing, roof washing, windows. I prefer windows. I enjoy windows. Everything else is just a moneymaker, basically. Um, I don't like to do it, but I do it because in Houston, if you don't do everything, then they're just going to call
Someone
somebody.
else is.
Yeah. And then I don't do Christmas lights. I have always hated Christmas lights, and there's a lot of money in it. I know a guy who runs Christmas lights over here in the Woodlands, and the dude makes so much money, but I can't convince myself to do it. I mean, when you do roof washing, you're on the roof, but you're not like on the edge hanging off and
Yeah.
a lot of boom lift work and tying off. I'm not into it.
You and I are in the same boat on that one, bro. I did a couple large Christmas light jobs, and when I first kind of like got restarted, like I had my business for a long time, but I wasn't really doing anything with it. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of bucket hustling and just collecting checks and doing this and that. After I stopped drinking, started taking my business serious. I was afforded some opportunities to do those kind of things. I did it for 2 years on this one specific house, and then I was just like, to hell with this. Like I'm just like you. I'm like, at that point, I was 42 years old. I'm hanging over the side of a roof. I'm by myself. I'm like, nah, man, this ain't for me. I like to either be on the ground and or on a ladder, no problem. And these days, I'm even not really on a ladder anymore. But yeah, I just couldn't find myself getting into it. And the one of the guys who I I guess kind of got me interested in the first place, it was because I saw the kind of money he was making, and he was pulling in 120K in like 4 months. And I'm just like, how is that possible? Working October, November, December, January, and not even into January. You're working until January 15th pretty much, and then you're pretty much set. Um, but I digress. So yeah, man, I'm strictly a window guy. But it's awesome that you guys do a bunch of different services. Um, what do you find to be the most lucrative and or which comes easiest to you?
Well, I would probably say the most lucrative would be roof washing. I mean, I think the biggest ticket we've ever done was like 7,000 in a day. It was a really big house. This neighborhood, there is a 3-story closet that Gucci Mane shot a music video in.
Nice.
Like these people have full life size chests in the backyard. Uh, but I mean, I love doing roof washing, but with anything like soft washing, there's so much liability. I've caught outlets on fire. I've bleached car paint. I've bleached all the stained wood and had to restain it. I mean, I just love putting in my headphones, turning on the water fed, and just knowing that I'm not going to damage this
Screw
house.
anything up.
Yeah.
So there's another thing you and I agree on too. I never had, first off, I never really wanted to invest more money in chemicals and stuff like that. And I was also terrified. What if I screwed something up? Like I never also had the money to replace people's stuff. So I,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to do this. You know what I mean? Um, but you're right. There is something just oddly satisfying about, regardless if you're rocking a pole or you're going trad, just slanging them suds or, slanging that water. It always just feels right. And then when
And
you get done too, especially if you're doing residential, you get that coin in your hand.
yes, I am a 99% residential guy, 97% residential guy.
It's
I had a
there.
route during COVID and I thought I was going to build it up. I thought, because I enjoy commercial, don't get me wrong. Storefronts are awesome. Large commercials, cool. But then you got to wait 60, 90 days to get paid. Or, Sherry cuts the checks and she got fired and we didn't tell you. Residential is my bread and butter, man. And you get to meet so many different people. Like if you meet a lot of successful people in residential, you can ask how they got started and, how did they get there? And most people are like, yeah, tennis balls. I created the fur and we glue them on tennis balls, or like,
That's outstanding.
the twisty part of the fences. Yeah, we make those. It's always something ridiculous.
For
Te-
sure.
Texas millionaires. They're everywhere.
Dude, I met this guy. He had a humongous house, all these cars. I was like, so how'd you get all this money? He's like, 99. I was like, yeah, I'm on it all the time. He's like, I owned all that land and 99 came by and said, we're buying it. You don't have an option. Here's a check.
All right.
Yeah, right. That sounds pretty lucrative,
Just buy
Yeah.
land. They're not taking any more.
right? They
Nope.
can't they can't make any more.
They actually on the making a 99 corridor. 99 is like a beltway around Houston. There's a inner loop 610, beltway 8, and then there's 99 that goes all the way around. They're working on parts. They had to bypass like a 5 mile area and go around because it was Native American burial grounds. So that, poltergeist type isms there. I was like, whoa. But that was respectful. They went around and they helped the heritage. So weird.
I remember when it wasn't even there. And now it starts in Galveston and literally I think it goes on forever. I think it goes off the flat earth. I pretty
It's not
much.
going to stop. Just keeps going. One long loop.
Hey, since we're here, I'm gonna let you guys know who's all here. We got Adam Hogan,
Yo,
Jessica Battle, Zane's in the building, Squeegee Tom, Damien,
Morning, guys.
uh, Chris Lambo just popped in, said, "What's up, guys?"
Dubois.
I
Lebowski.
don't see Craig yet, but hopefully Craig and Grace will
No, that
stop
was
by
my
later.
Craig call. Craig will hear that. His
I
ears will
know.
perk up.
Yeah,
Something's going on.
his ears will be ringing. Ah.
Dubois. Yeah, he's like, I hear it. It's good
You see,
stuff.
Dave got a skid mark.
He is. He did. That is awesome.
I
I'm
saw
so
it.
excited for him.
Dude, I
Yeah.
want one.
So you know what's going to happen, right? He's going to get that sucker in and installed, and then I'm going to make a trip out to Denver, and he's going to show me how to use it, and then I'm going to contemplate
It's
picking
in the
one up.
way that you use it. Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
and
man.
it's got to be like in the negatives right now, right?
In Denver,
Yeah.
I don't know, Damien. What's the
Let's
what's the
guess
weather like there? It's got to be like I think it was actually
23.
bad.
I don't
Mm.
know.
Yeah, but I'm
Buffalo
sure.
has, my dad's up in the hills in New York and they've got like 18 inches up where he's at overnight. So lake
Yeah.
effect is real.
There you go. Yeah, Damien says he can't wait for that. I'm super excited for him. We were talking about the how the industry's coming together and people are doing stuff for everybody and just like everything's going well. Damien is one of the nicest dudes. He takes care of almost everybody. When he hears about something, he's quick to act, and I'm stoked that that dude's getting a badass piece of equipment like that. 27 degrees.
Solid. Yeah. It's cold.
Yeah, that is cold. That is cold.
Let
Well,
me know if
also,
you extra
okay.
500 for Mark to hand deliver it. To see.
Yeah.
Dude,
Put
if
it in
I
the
were to
back of the
do something
truck.
like that, I would rather just like almost buy another vehicle, drive it there, and then have him install it and then drive it home, just so I'd know that it was done right.
When I ordered my three-stage filtration system from Jersey back in 2019, I drove to we had like a FedEx warehouse. Anyway, they shipped it and it went to like the distributing house. So I ended up calling the distributor and said, "Don't set up a truck. I'll be there in like 25 minutes. Is it there?" Like, "Yeah, it's here." So they wouldn't, I wasn't even on the call list for like 2 or 3 days before they would have like hand delivered it to the house. So I went and got like the last mile, picked it up and got it. I was so excited.
Damn.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
a
but that's,
weird feeling. Like
that's
the first time you get water fed, like when it comes in, you're just like, yes,
Yes,
yes.
let's see how this works. It's like a new Operation video game in Christmas. How does this work? How does that work? Oh, that's
You know,
awesome. Let's go here.
it's funny that you say that because I totally remember getting my first one too. Like I had such skepticism and such doubt. I talked to Jersey for like 2 years about this fucking machine. And I didn't have a bunch of coin to be dropping on it. And because there's sunscreens on almost every window out here in Arizona, you don't use it very often, right? And a lot of times you have hard water and all this other stuff. So I told Jersey, like, how do I learn how to use this besides watching videos? Because videos don't work for me. I can't see it. I mean, I can obviously see it, but I can't get my hands on it. I can't feel it. I can't grasp the concept by watching videos. So Jersey's actually like the guy who got me intrigued in working with other people. He's like, look, man, if you're serious about it and people feel you as a threat in your city or your state, they might not want to work with you. Maybe pop into another city or something. So I reached out to this dude in Colorado. This is before Damien. And I went out to Denver and met up with this guy and I used his machine. It was all right. I mean, I don't think it was the zero system, but it gave me the idea, gave me the concept on how to use it. Um, but it was just the idea of working with other cleaners that was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And I just continue to take that now and just everywhere I try to go or everywhere I go, I try to clean some windows in whatever state I'm in. Do either of you guys ever catch yourself cleaning in other cities or states? I mean, Austin, you mentioned that you cleaned in Oklahoma and Arkansas with the boys, but any other cities or states?
I'll let you go first, Mark.
Oh yeah, but back in Hamburg, my mom's house did that this past October. Didn't get any footage because it was just nine windows. The Fatty Beer Company right there in Hamburg did those. Didn't get footage because I'm lazy. But I bring the shit everywhere, but it doesn't always get out because life happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, good
I
stuff.
during my honeymoon, I saw a bunch of window cleaners. I was like, "Hey, what are you using over there? You got some Unger stuff?" I've been on cruise ships where I just see like Pulex buckets laying in the hallway.
Hilarious.
Nice.
Airports. I love it, dude.
Me too. Um, um,
And did you say you do solar screens every day?
Dude, there's sunscreens and solar screens on pretty much like 90% of the houses out here. It's a real drag, and that's part of the reason too why I didn't buy water fed for all those years. It's like, look, man, if I got to climb up a ladder, unscrew or unhatch or like unlatch the screens, clean the screen while typically what I would do is I just clean the screen while I'm up there. I didn't water any of the screens at all at that time either. With the sun as hot as it is in Arizona and Texas, if you're washing screens constantly, I think it dries them out, to be honest, and it makes them more sun faded and it just looks like shit. So I brush, get all the dust off evenly. By the time I do that, you know, I can get down multiple windows by the time I even unlug my machine out. So I was always chasing per hour rate, which I don't necessarily do as much anymore. I was trying to get as much done as quick as possible. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
worrying about how my body's going to react. As I've gotten older and I realize how my body works and you know what I mean? Sometimes I can't go as fast as I used to. Water fed has definitely come into play a lot more. But yeah, I was so skeptical on it for all those years, and then finally, being able to physically have one, and then at my first huge, I waited till Jersey had some time, and I wanted to physically have my hands on it, and then have him talk me through the process so I could fully understand it. But then as soon as it got to my, doorstep too, I had more questions, and I was like, oh shit, man, I now I got to call this guy. It's 8 o'clock at night in North Carolina. Is he going to answer my phone call? All those things. But luckily, Jersey's a great dude, so.
I find it super hard to kind of go back in your mind mentally to where you didn't understand anything about waterfed because I FaceTime a lot of my customers when we're setting everything up and it's like, well, what's wastewater? What is that? And then you kind of say something that's just everybody says and you're like, oh, this guy he knows nothing. I got to go back to when I knew nothing. When you didn't know about TDS, when you didn't know
Yeah.
about, carbon filters. So you just try to find that point of trying to explain it to the best of your ability.
Well, and I tell people all the time still. I still don't know everything about it, and I don't need to. I just have to know that it works. You know what I
The
mean?
average person has a fifth to eighth grade reading level. So you got to kind of, like word comprehension, you got to slow down and explain things to people. And that's average, guys. I mean,
Good thing Eddie's
you're
on.
our customer base. We want the higher customer base with like a ninth grade reading level so they can go to the college level so they can afford our services. But
Sure, why not?
we
Sure.
take the water and we take the minerals out of the water and it looks real nice.
I got to ask you guys how many times this has happened to you because I can count on both hands how many times this has happened to me. Like you get the job done, you're going to get the check, and yeah, the customer's out like wiping with a bath towel.
Oh,
Is the water gonna dry? Because every
Are,
time I spray it, the water doesn't dry.
are you supposed to squeegee that off? Can you towel that off in the bottom there?
that
Yeah,
hasn't
sure.
happened to me yet. But I try to make sure that I relay that info that, hey, look, it's going to be like this.
It
I
happened
also,
to me last week, and that's I had to have that awkward conversation and explain what you were talking about. It's like, listen, this water, it comes out of your faucet, you spray it on the window, will leave watermarks. This tank you've been seeing me spray water out of takes all the impurities, all of it. So when it dries, it leaves spot-free finish. Also, because with no soaps used, no soap, no dust and particles will stick to that soap in the edges over the next couple of months, so it'll stay cleaner longer. So she was like, oh, okay. But I know she still wanted to grab a towel and fucking still do it, but
But
it's, it's
shower
voodoo.
has water softener on it, and all right, lady.
so Nick Anderson
Yeah.
says, I tried to explain waterfed to an Amish guy the other day. That was an interesting one.
Hey, it's not. Hey, we're not used plugging it into nothing. That's
Nobody.
actually that qualifies. They can use that shit.
Hey, we've all seen those one cats at the huge every scene. The last 3 years I've been there, I've seen the same
Yep.
group. I don't know if they're Amish or what the other term is, but those
Mennonites,
Mennonites,
probably
yeah.
from Ohio or something. Yeah.
Remember we were asking
Very
Mike, Nick,
interesting.
what's the difference? Somebody smarter than me, please tell me.
I
Well,
watch a lot.
Mennonite. Yeah. I don't know. Just listen to the Weird Al Yankovic song. When I was on my walk, I was I I was walking and I was listening to music and the music skipped and I heard, I'm like, what the fuck? So I turn around and there's this guy in a horse and buggy. He goes, hey, are you that guy who's walking across America? I'm like, first of all, what the fuck? How do you, what the? He goes, I said, how did you know? He goes, you were in the paper this morning. It's like 6:30 in the morning. How did you already read the paper? He's like, oh, I didn't. My friend called me and he pulled out his phone. I'm like, how the hell do you have a phone? He goes, I'm 15. I can have these things. Sir, do you want to ride? It's like, no, I'm good. It's like 3 miles into town. I'm like, wait, can I drive? Sure, hop in. So I like got in there. It's like, yeah. He goes, don't do that. I'm like, why? Because the horse will take off. You don't, because I went shh, like a sleigh. You're not supposed to do that with horses in a cart because they will take off. So don't do that, guys.
Austin, are you aware of Deed's accomplishments?
I'm kind of quiet
I don't
about it.
read the paper that much.
Yeah.
So our man Deeds, I took a little window washing trip this summer, but he like walked across America.
Yeah. I walked from New York, Philadelphia, DC, Richmond, uh, down to Florida, down the Gulf Coast of Houston, where I met my wife, up Copper's Cove, Oklahoma, uh, Colorado Springs, and then down to Flagstaff area, and then down to San Diego. Took like 8 months, 10 pair of shoes. I like walked 95% of that, 98%. It's a lot of bridges you can't cross, like Mobile, Alabama. You'll get arrested or ticketed and stuff. But
Really?
yeah,
How wicked of a story is that,
it's
Grubbs?
a long story. That's why I don't get into it because it's like, do you have 4 hours? Because I've got a long story, So I've been writing over the years, and you know, one day I'll get it out there.
I thought I had a long walk home from the bar the other day, but you kind of beat me there.
So Eddie Stewart is in the building. Good morning, Eddie Stewart. We're still trying to track you down. He says Mennonites allow cell phones and a few other modern conveniences. Amish do not. So we
Mhm.
learned something new this morning, gentlemen.
Yep.
Eddie would know that. Eddie
And
knows.
thank you to Eddie Stewart. Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Why are you not working right now, Eddie?
Why are you not working right now, Eddie?
He's
Oh,
passing dinner.
that
When
is
I saw him at the
outstanding.
huge, he was like, I got to run back home early. I have like 9 months of work to catch up on. I work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I was like, yeah,
He's
wonder what.
married.
Yeah, I got to get
He's
out of the house.
outstanding. Did you get a chance to meet Jordan when you were there too?
Yeah, he knew like nothing that, his dad was like famous. He was just like, yeah, that old guy. Can't stand him.
Then he was telling us the story. I was talking about Disneyland, and Eddie's like, "Yeah, that the place is great." And Jordan's like, "Dad, you never took me to Disney." He goes, "Oh yeah, you didn't go that time." It's like the best. It's like leave your kid at home. So
It's
full of
funny when you
surprises.
see in person. He's just like he's such a normal guy, and online he's the best troll. I mean, out of any group ever, he's the best troll because he gets very technical and he says things that nobody knows. He really thinks about it before he posts.
It's a
Yeah, that
profession, really.
I was just gonna say it does when you have to do thought-provoking trolling, it is quite the task. And something to be appreciated for sure. Oh,
Good dude. Eddie and Mike Nichols, man, love him to death.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Mike's one of the characters too that once Zane introduced me to him too, I just spent a little tiny bit of time with him. And I was like, all right, this is a guy I need to learn more from. And it didn't necessarily have to do anything with window cleaning, but I knew that I wanted to learn from that guy. Life, spirituality. I just wanted to be a sponge whenever I'm around Mike. And he, like a lot of the other men and women in this industry, are kind enough to like take you in, you know what I mean? And show you the way. And it's a really good industry for the majority of us, man. I can't see myself ever doing anything else really, or being tied into it at least. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
That's pretty
yeah. It's
what I would say. Yeah.
exterior cleaning is fun sometimes.
I can get down with it. So
Yep.
what is your go-to setup for your like, on Mondays and Wednesdays? Sometimes we talk about tools on Mondays, and then on Wednesdays we do what's in your bucket. We didn't really hit on those too much this week. What do you carry in your bucket? What's your go-to trad setup?
So I don't do a ton of trad. I know everyone's gonna hate me because water fed doesn't work.
People don't hate on this show. We're good.
But I run the for the longest time I did just a carpenter belt until I got the maker set up, the
Yeah,
maker belt with the
Yep.
maker pouches. I mean, I know it's expensive, but that's the best setup I've ever had. Just being able to
agreed.
build it yourself.
I just
I
had
do.
to add an extra inch to my maker belt. It took like 5, 10 minutes because it's so damn hard. Come on,
It's
Thanksgiving, give me that extra inch.
I run the silencer. I know everybody likes the Grackle better for whatever reason. I love the silencer. I probably should wash it. I don't think I've washed it in like a year. I'm probably that guy that walks in just smells like really dirty windows. But for sleeves, I've been doing the nice sleeves. I used to run the Eteray Pro Plus for a while, but I love the nice sleeves. I used to only use the Unger XL Ergotex. Those were like my favorite because I hate clips. I don't know about you guys. Clips
Yeah.
are my worst enemy. But once Stevo came up with the ultimate squeegee combo, I don't think I've ever really turned back. I still use an Unger S channel, but with the Mormon handle. Um, I don't think you can really use anything else. I think it's the perfect squeegee for everything in hand, on a pole. Uh, I keep the Technopad with a walnut, or the yeah, Technopad with a walnut pad on it. Surgical towels, fish scale towels, squeegee life towels. I have to have all of them. Love surgicals for pretty much everything. The fish scale towels and the squeegee life towels, if I have a lot of cut ups with French, I really like those. Or like buffing anything with sprayway, the squeegee life towels just glide perfectly. Um, and then I think that's pretty much everything. I keep a track brush, my screen tool that Mike gave me. That's a really nice screen tool if you guys have
Yep.
one.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Trad pole, obviously.
How often are you doing trad like pole work?
So I
You
still have
mentioned you don't do too much commercial, right? So do you do a lot on resi?
I have a couple of storefronts I still run. I don't make really any money off of it. I only do it because I know the owners. But yeah, inside work, I don't run a trad pole too much. So really, really tall windows, like 25, 30 feet, I will use like a 30-foot micro to bring it down to the very bottom to where I can't close out and then just ladder up to finish.
Yeah.
Uh, or like, kitchen sink windows. I don't like to stand on the countertops. I'll trad those. But yeah, not a ton. And like balconies and stuff. Like I run two-man crews, one guy inside, one guy outside. So instead of laddering the balcony, I'll just have the inside guy walk out. But yeah.
So you on your for your business, how you said you run two-man crews, how many people do you have that work with you or for you?
So I'm completely scaled down to just me and a helper, and my helper is actually leaving this month. I know that's in like so I don't know how it's gonna work. I've been two-man crews for the past, I don't know, 8 years. So it's gonna be a little strange being by myself. I've actually talked to Alex at I think it was the huge. I said I might stop cleaning windows next year just because working alone sucks, man. You have no one to
Yeah.
complain to. And customers, I've realized this. If you ever go to a job by yourself and go to a job with another person, when you're by yourself, customers just get into you. They just don't care. But if you have another guy there, even if he's not doing anything, they just don't really mess with you. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
Well, the other thing I noticed too is when you're by yourself, like you obviously it takes you a little longer, but it feels like the clients really appreciate it more. If you get done too fast and you're billing somebody $400 and you're done in like an hour and 10 minutes, they're like, "What the fuck?" Like
Yeah.
What you got to get that helper that's really slow in the back that only does 5 windows while you do the whole front, and you're like, boom. That's why it's so much.
yeah.
You just have him
My
there as like the token window cleaner. He's just there to just do a few windows.
my helper does like every oddball thing you could think of, like pulling hose, because we all know 5/16 hose. If you jump out of an airplane, it would get caught on something. Uh, Taking screens out, cleaning them, putting them back in, moving furniture before I get there. I mean, I know it's not like technically, he's not cleaning windows, but he's doing all the grunt work,
It's
moving
called
Yeah.
prep, dude.
yeah,
There's a lot of work that goes into setting up for a window cleaning, and having a helper, I can imagine, is flipping awesome. I haven't had a helper ever. I mean, I had a guy work with me a couple times, a friend of mine, but yeah, setting up, that's like a 20, 30 minute, 40-minute process. So you better bill for those screens and all that stuff because time is
yeah,
money.
Well, that's part of the reason too. Like, so Mark and I, when we met in Vegas in person, and we realized that basically, like now I've had my partner with me now, Billy, my right hand man, for a long time. But I went through like a 4 year stretch where I didn't have anybody, and then I went through an 18-month stretch where I was just cranking out fucking turning over kids. You know what I mean? Like young men. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds horrible. I was turning over young men.
We won't go
Um,
there. I'll
yeah.
let it slide.
No, so I had a bunch of different helpers and I was paying all these dudes like 20, 25 bucks an hour to do like pull screens and brush screens, right? And
Yeah.
I'm losing money hand over fist like constantly. And I, and it was more of a headache too. I was like, are these kids gonna fucking show up? Like, I couldn't sleep at night, and then not only was I losing sleep, I'm losing money, and like you're dragging these fools along with you, and or picking guys up from a bus stop. It's like it just couldn't find help. So I just got over it, and now I'm fortunate enough to have Bill with me, and he can pretty much do anything. But I'm at a point now too to where I'm kind of the helper. Like I
Yeah.
get out to a house and I'm pulling screens for Billy and I'm brushing screens and I'm brushing tracks to ensure that that shit is done properly, letting him do like the majority of the work. And then I'll go do an inside here and there. But he wants to be compensated properly. So I compensate him properly and make sure he does the amount of work that's required. You know what I mean? And then it's a win-win situation for both of us and for the client because we get done fast as shit. But you know how that
I
goes.
I have some horror stories, man. I've had guys Uber off the job site. I've had guys light cigarettes on the front porch.
Yeah. Both of those. Hey, so I had my Marisa, my wife. Come on, Deeds.
My wife
Yep.
did it.
So her cousin worked for me for about a year, and he was having a bad day. And one day, these dogs were at this house that were barking, and we were like in the middle of a desert, bro. Like situated, probably like a mile and a half, 2 miles back to a regular road. I turn around, this motherfucker's gone. And I call, I call him up, and I'm like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just couldn't handle it anymore, dude." And I was like, "What do you mean you just couldn't handle it anymore?" He's like, "Yeah, I left." I was like,
I
"You
read
have to
about
walk, you have to walk through a dirt desert lot like a mile and a half just to get to a road. Where'd you go?" He's like, "I went home." I was like, "All right,
Yeah.
whatever."
Mental illness is a serial thing. Yeah.
No, this was just a young dude being a young dude having taken too much. You
Yep.
know how it
I'm
goes.
done. I want to go
Yep.
home.
Yep. He wouldn't do that again this time. He's matured and grown up now, but you know how
He can
shit.
get in his car and drive off. I'm done with this.
That same cousin wrecked my vehicle. So
mm,
Ouch.
yeah.
Woof.
He ended up paying for it though, and and he apologized and he lived, so we're good.
yeah.
We're
Cool.
good. Yeah, no, he's actually a good kid. He's just, people go through shit. And that's kind of like we as well, you've been an employer, Deej, you don't really have anybody under you, but like we all realize we go through shit, right? And
Yeah.
you mentioned being a solo guy. Part of the reason we started this show, and that's where I was going with this originally, is we don't have anybody to talk to. You work for yourself, you work by yourself. You don't want to take it home to your spouse, or you don't want to take it out on your kids, you know what I mean? So one of the reasons we started this show is so we had a place to vent and chat and visit and keep people informed and hopefully, share some stories and maybe send somebody off on their way in the morning out on a good note, and try to relay some happiness and joy. And I figure like if we can translate that to you and or one of our friends that are watching and they take it to the next person's house and they get their customer happy and excited.
Everything is awesome.
Yep, everything is awesome. Maybe they get a better tip, and maybe that person who's at their house takes it on to the next person, and it's contagious.
Or maybe you get to
This,
that house and you find out that all the screens are only taken off from the inside and you can't complete the job and the neighbor and nobody's home. So like your whole day is shot. Everything is awesome. Just kidding. That won't happen.
Never.
yeah. No one
Never,
really
never, never.
understands. Like when you tell people you clean windows, they're like, "Oh, you hang off the buildings?" No. Oh, so then what do you do? Like no one really understands. And even when you bring somebody on to work with you, they're like, how hard could it be? We're cleaning windows. And
Yeah.
everyone thinks you only clean windows at like, the size of your grandma's house. It's like 800 square feet with 10 windows. No one really gets it.
And they don't, I mean, it's perfection too. You can't just like slop a freaking piece of rubber over a soapy window and call it clean. If it's not clean, it's not clean and you're not done. And that's the thing is
Dude,
like, you might clean the window once, walk back and it's like, fuck, I missed that. And you got to do
yeah.
it again. It's not just easy unless you're really awesome.
The
Yep.
other day, I had this lady terrify me because I got there and she answered the door and she was like, before you say anything, I just want to let you know I'm extremely picky. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Strike one. Keep going.
I'm terrified the whole time. Like you said, I'm kind of looking at everything. I got my steel wool out. I did traditional the entire thing because I knew she was not going to like water fed. And I'm like, so do you want to walk around? She's like, oh, no, it looks great. I was like, dude, I
Cool.
detailed the tracks. I made sure everything was perfect. I got the shotgun fungus off. You don't want to look around. No, 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 it looks fine. I was like, okay.
Nice.
You're the
Awesome.
least pickiest customer I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
That's
but
always good.
she put it in your brain that she was picky, so therefore your standards got raised and you had to do it.
Cheat code.
Yeah. She
Expectations.
unlocked it. She
Yeah.
unlocked it. She did. She set those expectations. Hey, what do you consider to be one of the most underrated tools that you carry
That's a good question.
or that WCR carries?
Underrated. I feel like we hype up all of our tools, so it's hard to go underrated here.
Well, what's a sleeper tool?
Well, I mean,
Something you don't realize that you use as much as you will.
This the
I would
screen
say
opener, right? The 3D
I was
printed
I
window cleaner screen opener. Yeah.
was just say
You
that.
got. I have two of them in the car, and they're both already chipped to hell. I got to order two more because
The
the
screen pops?
screen. Yeah, the screen pops. The red one. I got a red and a blue one. Not the pops.
Uh,
Not the metal can opener. I got to try actually one of those.
Any screen tool. Like I used to use
Yeah.
flathead drivers and knives, but once you get that little bend, whatever it is on the screen tool, it fits perfect for those inside windows that are like, when the house shifts and the screen is like stuck. Comes out perfect every time.
Yeah, I have the orange screen pop tool, and then I think I have another bottle opener slash screen tool that I use frequently. The screen pop thing stays with me usually on my silencer. Um, did
These
you
bad boys.
you mentioned silencer? Oh, damn, I don't have either of those.
Yeah, these
Like five
they go
bucks.
under. Yeah, a couple bucks. If you're ordering off WCR today, 20% off. If you're looking to get that last $5, $6, like get with Austin. He'll put it in your cart. Grab two of these bad boys because you're gonna need them and they're gonna fuck
For
up.
free
So always
shipping. There you go.
for $49. Yeah,
Zero patches. I'm a big patch guy.
So I
Zero.
just bought five yesterday. I saw them online and I was like, oh, fuck. So I went and placed an order yesterday for five of those. Got a couple zero shirts. I'm
nice,
excited about them.
I got this like tactical bag, so I got
cool.
don't mess with X's, and then I
It's a
got
511.
it is 511 fresh cut
Very nice.
freedom fries, 50 cal bullets.
Oh baby, large order.
Yeah, 511
Get
is dope,
some.
man. You always got to keep it on you.
So
Yeah, I use.
do you know our buddy John Magdos?
It doesn't sound familiar.
Well, Magdos pops in here and there. Actually, he watches every episode. He's not in today, but he ends up watching and giving us commentary and letting us know what we're doing good and what we're not doing good. Great, great buddy of mine, a local window cleaner here in Phoenix. He used to do the 511 building out here off the highway, and so I went out there a couple times with him, and they would trade us goods. And so
Dude.
Nice.
I got a 511 bag, not that one, but I got like it's a carrying bag that also doubles as a backpack. Pretty
Yeah.
Cool.
sweet. And I got a pair of nice pants from them, two pair of pants from them, and a couple pair of shorts. So
Yeah,
511. I'm
I
not a
use
good
their tactical
good
pants for
dope.
my work pants are the tactical pants because they're moderately waterproof. So you can get like the screen, you can get water on the bottom of your legs and shake it off. And they're solid. You can go through holly bushes or roses and they won't really get you.
The first
511.
I went in there, dude, I was like a kid in a candy store. They have knives, they have guns, they have watches, bags, they have hats. I was like, I got to get out of here before I spend all my money.
That's funny. You try to like link up with them and see if you can't do a trade. When I first started doing this too, like barter was something um, that I
Okay.
was into a little bit because there's this company out here that does barter, and they have all sorts like hundreds of companies that trade their services and whatnot. So I would do that shit from time to time, but then they always want a percentage. And then I realized that a lot of these other people are charging more for their goods than what they actually cost. And I was like, this is bullshit because I am an honest person. I'm not going to say, well, now my window cleaning is three times the amount because, we're doing it on trade. It's just shitty, but
Yeah,
whatever.
it is.
It is what it is. Hey, if
Yes.
people are purchasing today, how do they get a hold of you? What's your phone number, man? How do you want them to hit you up? You want them to call you? You want them to text you? You want them to send you a carrier pigeon?
Please, a Batman logo flash.
Oh,
Yeah, no, my cell is 862
Hold on, I'm going to type this in 862
312
312
2023.
at
They can
Austin Grubbs.
try and call me. I know the phones are going to be super busy today. If I don't answer, just text me. I'll call you back. It's Black Friday, so I think it's going to be a show today.
I hope so for you guys' sake. It's always a fun thing. The pricing is awesome. I'm actually considering going back and grabbing a couple more things. So I may give you a shout later today.
And
Uh,
giveaways, dude. The amount of giveaways we got going on right now.
I know. And that's part of the reason why I saw too. So I purchased something from WCR on Wednesday. I don't remember what I got. Oh, I got some of the new Maker
mystery box.
Jitterbug. No,
Jitterbug.
I bought the Jitterbugs. I bought
The make
multiple
jitterbug.
Jitterbugs. Yeah, I need to try that shit out. And then what else did I buy? I forget. But then yesterday I saw those patches, so I got something from Zero as well. So I'm excited to get both packages, but I might place another order today as well. Because now that you mentioned it, I could use a couple of those screen pop things, and I do need a couple more screen cleaners. And I'm also preparing for Christmas gifts, and some of my friends obviously get window cleaning gear for Christmas presents. So.
Stock and
That's where we are, as my papa used to say. That's where we are. So, Austin, have you had a chance to check any of the other episodes out that we did, like how we end up the show or anything?
No, I haven't seen the endings. I try to pop in as much as I can, but with calls and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's hard to watch at this early time.
Yeah, I get it. So, one of the things that we like to do is at the end of the episodes, we like to give our guests the opportunity to, and especially this time of year, to give shout outs. Anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, family member, friend, they might not see it because they might not be into window cleaning, but anybody you want to give a shout out to or anything you want to, a cause you'd like to say hey or bring some attention to.
Yeah, I would like to shout out actually my helper for him leaving soon. He's been with me for a little over a year, and I'm telling you, dude, he's only 19. He will work 14 hours a day. He will
Okay.
work 7 days a week. He doesn't complain. Not one time was he late or didn't show up. And like during, it's crazy for him to be that young and just
Where's he
be.
going?
He's doing day trading, if you know anything about that.
Yep.
Dude, so
Futures,
he'll be back.
options.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll lose 500 grand and come back and clean windows.
So I
Yeah.
no, get this. I'm gonna let you finish up on this one, but I actually go ahead and finish that one up, or whoever else you want to give a shout out to, because I'm gonna track back to that.
No, that's pretty much it, man. He was there for me during my rough time going through a divorce, and like I stopped working period for a couple months, and he was helping me out financially. And during my divorce, my pressure washer blew up, my surface cleaner broke. I
Wow.
thought someone was gonna steal
Hard.
my truck, kick my dog. Like I think I lost money for a solid month. I was just working for free and giving away money. It was a miserable time, but he was there to help me out. So he's a good dude, and I wish he could work here forever, but you know,
What's his name?
Jordan.
Jordan. Is he in the pro window cleaning group?
No, he's not really into like window cleaning. He thinks I'm weird. He's like, you just talk about windows all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm a sales rep, so I talk to customers about windows. I clean windows, so I talk to my buddies at the bar about how this customer sucks.
Well, I'm giving him a shout out in here. Shout out to Jordan. You're a stud. Um, Before you pop in, Deeds. So there's a couple youngsters out here in Arizona. One of them lived in Flagstaff, and he was like 14 years old. This is like 5 years ago. He's hitting me up for information, telling me what do I do, how do I go about business. He's like 2 years go by. He's doing his own thing. He's finally got a car. I think he and his buddy are both like Swedish or Finnish or something like that, right? Then the other kid his buddy calls me and he's like, "Hey, I actually live in the valley. Can you teach me some things, show me some pointers, this and that?" Dude's crushing. He comes out, works with me one day, then goes out and decides he's going to do his own thing, which is cool because he told me that that's really what he was going to do anyways. So he's crushing. He's barely 16 years old, 17, 18, does his thing for a year. 1 year he goes out and lives in Montana for a summer because our summers here suck very much like Houston. Crushes in a community out in Montana or Wyoming or wherever the hell he goes. Makes a fuck ton of money, comes back with another car, has all the shit. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm doing day trading now." And
Oh,
I was like, "All right." And he's like, "Yeah, man, it's like he's like one of my buddies turned me on to it." And he's like, "It's such a rush and some days you can make a shit ton of money, but then, there's a bad side." I was like, "Oh yeah, what's that?" He's like, "Well, you can lose a shit ton of money too." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I guess." So I'm not sure where he's at these days, but I have a feeling he'll be back to window cleaning in no time.
Yeah, occasionally I'll throw like 15 bucks and buy a couple option future, calls for like Starbucks. And a couple times I was at work over the past couple years, and just for example, like Starbucks went up a dollar. I'm like, holy shit, I just made like 50 bucks in like 9 seconds. And then it just keeps going up, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna hold it. And then you go clean some windows and you look back again and it dropped down a couple dollars and you've lost all that profit. You're like, oh damn it, I should have sold it when it was high. So it's a touch and go market for sure.
anytime you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. And I feel
Yes.
so dumb. Don't hold me to this number because I'm not a Bitcoin or crypto guy, but I remember when Bitcoin was like kind of low. I don't know if it was $100 or $1,000. It was super low. And I was like,
Mm.
that much money in. And then now you're like, why didn't I put my money in? But hindsight 2020.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But also, like, how do you get your money out of that shit? See.
There's an
Here's
ATM at the gas station, a
yeah, I'm
Bitcoin.
gonna go back to this one too, though. Like, this is almost like the water fed thing. I don't know. I don't have
How
to know
does this
how it
work?
works. I just have to know that it does work, right? Uh,
Exactly.
Options are promissory to no. It's complicated, not complicated.
right. Deeds.
Yeah.
Who you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to Kylie, my wife, doing a great job on Thanksgiving.
Way to
We
go,
had a
Kylie.
wonderful, yeah, had a great deal. Got a lot of work this week, so I got to get everyone's, well, this weekend and week. I've got 2 or 3 Christmas jobs today, and looking forward to that. But thanks everyone for watching this morning. Uh, yeah, thanks Chris and Alex for having WCR and allowing us to do this podcast on the deal. Uh, Thank you guys. Thank you, Austin, for being on the show. It was awesome having you.
It was fun, man.
Hell to the yeah, we've been wanting to get you on for a long time. I didn't want to. Seems weird, but we didn't want to stack you and Zane and John B all like back to back to back. We were
Yeah.
trying to stagger it so that way the people could really get an opportunity to listen to you guys, find out what you're all about. What time is your? Are you guys doing the pod on Thursdays? Is that what you said?
Yeah, we try to. Obviously, yesterday was Thanksgiving, and then
Yeah.
we missed a couple weeks. We try our best because he runs chat on Thursday nights, and like my new schedule with my daughter is not like perfect. So sometimes I have her, sometimes I don't. But we love doing a podcast, just talking to everybody, just like you guys. You don't
Yeah.
really just want to talk me and John B. We want people in there and just getting together.
Absolutely. And we'll try to, it's just like it's difficult for you guys. Like evenings are super tough for me. But when
Yeah,
I know my friends are doing something, I try to pop on and support and say what up because I know that the interaction is super important. We've had some of our friends and watchers and listeners just this week alone ask for us to put together like a time slot reference
yeah,
to where people's shows are at and how they can tune into them. So lower rung is typically on Thursdays, or that's the day you shoot for. What time?
yeah. So it's 6 East Coast,
Awesome.
6 p.m. Yeah,
And a couple of things. So today, 20% off everything on WCR
that is true. And zero.
and zero.
Yes. Do you guys still
And
have? Do they have the nose to glass? Is that out of stock or is that in stock? I
I
may
would
have
have to.
missed that boat.
I don't know that off the top of my head.
I'll have to check. I
have
want to
to,
say a couple weeks ago I thought it was out of stock, so I'm like, I don't know if that was a resupply or a limited deal. But
I just used mine for the first time on Tuesday.
yeah,
I had to get behind some bushes
yeah.
and
I think about it every time I'm behind the bushes. I'm like, God damn it, why didn't I buy this freaking thing when it
I
was
think
on there?
if we're ever out of stock, just ask Sean Zimmerman to send you something. That guy has 4.
Six of everything. Yeah, I
that
need to
dude's
get one.
setup is so legit. That dude's setup is so legit.
We
I
got to
trust
have at least 2 of everything for the most part. You need a backup resin, you need backup everything.
Oh,
forefront.
that was another thing I was going to say today. So on the sites, guys, if you're going to buy any water fed systems, buy extra quick connects. right? The
Yeah.
little plastic thing.
Yep.
That is probably the one thing that people forget the most. Or I don't know if salesmen are reminding people, hey, if there's anything that you need doubles of, that would be it. Because if you do not disconnect them from your water-fed equipment, they easily can break. Um, Also, the grommets, the inserts, the little don't do you guys still sell those or have the extra inserts, the blue rubber grommets that keep the water from leaking as bad? Do they sell
Uh,
those?
we should.
Got it.
I keep like 10 plastics on me. I know we have
Yep.
metal. You can buy the metal ones, but I like the plastics. And you
As
don't
do I.
realize even a hairline crack, you lose so much flow if it cracks. Just keep some fresh ones around.
Yeah. Well, and I remember when I was in Vegas, Alex was like, "Here." They were nice enough to send me home with some goodies, but he's like, "Take this bag, switch all of your rubber inserts out with these blue ones. You'll thank me later." So that's what made just popped into my mind. So, all right, everybody, 20% off Zero, 20% off WCR. Get at G Rubs, Austin Grubbs at 862. Wait, hold on. 312-2023.
You got it.
That's 862-312-2023. As we wrap up, I want to give a special shout out again to Austin for popping in
Thank
to his
you.
guy. What's that?
Oh, I said thank you
Oh yeah.
for
Hey
Austin.
man. We're all good, man. We're just having a good time. I appreciate everybody. The Lower Rung podcast as a whole. You guys are great guys. That's Zane and John B as well. Alex and Chris for allowing us to put this on, like Deed said, in the Pro Window Cleaning Forum. And to everybody who pops in and says hello to us every morning, I hope your Thanksgiving was wonderful. Mark and I are grateful for each and every one of you. And we hope you guys had a kick-ass weekend or had a kick-ass Thanksgiving. We'll catch you on Monday where we're going to shoot the breeze with Goo and Deeds. And until then, stay classy, stay gold. Hope your passion bucket's full. And Deeds, what do you tell them?
Change your rubbers, everybody.
Yeah, change your rubbers. Thanks, Austin. We appreciate you guys. Have a good one.